Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here, and knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than what I should. Yeah, Hollywood, well kiss me good. Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more.
So of course, if you couldn't tell by that intro, I went to see the sequel to the Stephen Sommers G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, G.I. Joe Retaliation. Going into this movie, I basically had next to no expectations, because the only thing that I was expecting to get out of this sequel to a subpar action film to begin with, I'll admit that, was a couple of really great one-liners, a couple of positive feelings from past childhood memories, and of course Bruce Willis and The Rock doing what they do best on the screen. It was a fun movie, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that the action sequences were absolutely breathtaking. There were just some moments where I was just really enjoying the roller coaster ride of G.I. Joe that it was, but there really was a lot more negative than positive vibes going through my system when I was watching this movie. One of the things that I really did not like about it was the lack of plot and massive plot holes. Like, the story was relatively simple. It wasn't too hard to follow, but the fact that you take a look at the first film, there's different characters, you know what happened at the end on the good and the evil sides, and all of a sudden they bring you back to a completely different time with new characters, a couple of revived characters, but then there's a whole bunch of them that are just not there, and you're asking, where are they, and what happened to them? Like, there's no General Hawk, there's no Scarlet, there's no Heavy Duty, there's no Ripcord. We don't even know what happened to the Baroness on the Cobra side. Another thing that I really didn't like about this movie was there were a lot of unexpected plot twists that the average G.I. Joe fan is just not gonna like. Of course, if you don't know what this G.I. Joe film is about, it's based on the 1980s television show, which was a phenomenon. Things happened that you just didn't want to see. And that's one of the few things I never like when it comes to having any kind of a television show brought to the big screen. There's just so much at fault. But this movie was still entertaining, I can't deny that. And yes, there were parts in time where I was quite enjoying myself, and there's still more of a story to tell, and it's definitely big screen worthy if you just want to lose yourself for a few hours. So there is a third one on the way, and I actually would not mind seeing it, especially if Stephen Sommers decides to come back and direct, and I'd like to see some other new characters as well, because I was very impressed with Flint and Lady J, and I was also very excited to see Firefly, who was another character that a lot of people like if you're a Cobra fan, but there are also plenty more characters to introduce. So all in all, I am going to give G.I. Joe Retaliation 1.5 out of 4. So that's it, everybody, and the question that I want to leave with you is in regards to this movie. I had went on to IMDb, and one of the things that really excited me about this movie, besides seeing Bruce Willis, was the fact that the original Sergeant Slaughter was supposed to be in this movie. I couldn't find him. Was he supposed to have a big role? I don't know, I didn't even see him in the credits. So, if you guys saw this movie out there, and you found him, could you please let me know? It's like trying to find Waldo. I am the Lawn Gnome, and remember that actions speak louder than words.
It's a